I was the workhorse. I was the one doing all the work, and my partner was just kicking back and making 10, 20 grand a month.
But what was the process from going from, nothing to now, making millions of dollars a year?
So it feels good, but it wasn't easy.
So you had to really have good closers to get that business, right?
Closing it's a skill, it's an art. You have to know how to persuade the consumers to pay a debt that they haven't paid in many, many years.
So how does it work when you want to be when you're a business advisor, when somebody hires you as its next business advisor to become like you, what you did in your industry? Welcome back to another episode of Built to Scale, the podcast where we break down raw, step-by-step roadmaps of entrepreneurs who went from nothing to building empires. Today's guest is someone who truly embodies what it means to scale from the ground up, Michael Martinez. He started his first debt collection agency back in 2012 and grew it to 5 offices, over 100 employees, and $1.5 million in consistent monthly revenues. Then, as if it wasn't enough, he jumped into real estate investing in 2020 and scaled his firm to $2 million in the first year of gross revenue. This episode is for anyone who wants to know the exact moves it takes from hustling alone to building machines that run on scales, where to hire, when to fire, building systems, bouncing back from failures, even how Michael is using AI and ChatGPT to stay ahead of the curve. So buckle up because this conversation is packed with the blueprint you've been waiting for. Welcome, Michael.
Right. Love it, dude. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for driving down, bro. I was on your podcast last week and now you're on mine. So
that's how we do it.
Last week we had a great conversation and I'm excited to unpack some more.
Let's do it.
Cool. So you built your first debt collection agency in 2012.
Yep.
What was the moment that sparked the idea?
So I was working at an agency. I started doing commission only in 2010. For a couple of years, I did well. It built a lot of confidence, and I was running a small team for, one of the managers that was in charge of that branch. And I had somebody on my team that was another closer like me, but I was a team lead. And he approached me after working a couple of years with him. He's like, dude, I want to open my own agency. I'd like you to come, manage it. And I'm like, dude, I'm not going to go manage another agency. I'm like, what's the benefit of that? Mm-hmm. I'm already running a team. I'm making between $10,000 and $15,000 every month, commission only, and running a team. It pays good. I go, why am I going to leave to start something new that I don't know how it's going to work out? But I'll tell you what, if you were to make me your business partner, I would run the company for you. So, his dad, he was going to get a loan from his dad. He's like, my dad wants to be my partner. I'm like, you're going to have to find somebody else to run it then. I'm not going to leave. Like, I'm already solid here, I've already built something here. So he ended up talking to his dad about letting him borrow the money, 50 grand to start the agency. And he would just be an investor. And the deal was to pay him back 150,000 within 2 years. He says, I got the money from my dad. I want you to be my business partner. You run the company, you be like the GM, and I'll do all the back end admin stuff. So we did. My wife was against it at the time. She's like, why are you going to go into starting something that you don't know how it's going to work out, if it's going to work out or not? She's like, you're making good money. We got bills. Like, are you sure you want to do that? I'm like, if I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it. So yeah, that's how I started.
2012, how many years ago was that?
12
years ago, right?
12 years ago.
Yeah.
13.
Yeah. So looking back to that first, that first move, opening that company, you opened it with a partner, it sounds like, right?
Yeah, I opened it with a partner. So
how did that transition into, do you still have partners or is it just you now?
I don't have any partners. So it was the scariest thing that I've ever had to do in my life, that I was able to control, right? Because I've been through some scary things that were out of my control, but that was the scariest thing that I've ever done. Mm-hmm. It was very stressful, but I also had fun, dude. I had fun doing it. I would wake up at 5 a.m, and I think I was living up in Victorville at that time. So I had to drive down to Upland, California, and it was every morning was a commute going back and forth. And that first year was like rough. It was I don't want to say it was rough. It was just a lot of work. It was a lot of freaking work. And I was closing deals. I was helping with payroll. I was training people. I was managing people. I was dealing with debt buyers and debt brokers and buying debt and like doing all this crazy shit. I was new to it, but I had a lot of fun doing it starting off.
Where did that 50K go that you guys borrowed?
That's a good question. So most of it went to office space, equipment. Everybody was commission only, and we only started with four employees, and they were my brother-in-laws, people that I knew from the industry. Like my brother-in-law was 18 at the time. I trained him brand new. He's a killer now. My other brother-in-law is my admin director, so he's been with me for a long time.
Wow.
Um, but yeah, I went to buying debt mainly, to buying debt portfolios and office space and equipment, like pretty much.
How would you explain that to your kids? Like the buying debt and like, how like in simple terms that like anyone could understand.
So when the banks have problems recovering their past due accounts,
Okay.
let's say that a credit card company has delinquent accounts that people are not paying on. What they do is they sell that to big investment groups. Those investment groups, they're called debt portfolios. So those investment groups buy them and they place them with third party agencies like us. So what I was doing is I was going to like second and third debt buyers and buying off of them because it's cheaper. It means that they've already went through 2 or 3 agencies
Wow.
and failed.
So these guys know their phones ringing, these customers that you're, and
Yeah.
so you had to really have good closers to get that business, right? Because it's like the third
Yes.
collection agency.
Yes. Yeah. So closing is it's a skill, it's an art. You have to know how to persuade the consumers to pay a debt that they haven't paid in many, many years. So it does take skill. Also, leverage. Like what I like to say is you're threatening them in such a nice way that they like you and they want to pay you. So it's a skill, it's an art. Like telling somebody, to go F off in the nicest way that they still want to do business with you. So yeah, it was fun.
What was it like in those early days? Like, did people believe in you or did they think you were crazy?
So I had this conversation with my wife. She said that she never, it wasn't that she didn't believe that we could make it happen. She's like, I knew what happened was exactly what was going to happen. I was the workhorse. I was the one doing all the work. And my partner was just kicking back and making 10, 20 grand a month, and I was the one doing all the work. She goes, that I knew was going to happen. Number two, she was scared. She was scared. Like, what if it failed? What if I didn't make it? Where would we be at? I was making $10,000 to $15,000 a month as an employee, right? So for her, it was like, what if? What if we fail? Um, I think there was some people out there that didn't believe in what I was doing. My mom, I think she was scared too. She's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? You're going to start a business? Like, what are you fucking thinking? And I think once they seen like that first year, it got to the point where I was making 20 grand a month, 20, 25 grand. So my income went up. I was averaging about 12, 13 grand a month as an employee. And then my first year as an owner, I was averaging 20,000 a month. So my income went up. And then the second year, it's like, okay, I started making like 25 grand a month. I'm like, oh shit. So we were only in business together for 2 years, me and my partner. In 2014, at the end of 2014, I was like, why am I working so hard? We had a great relationship. We would hang out together all the time. We'd party and go to Vegas and like,
Yeah.
it was fun building that company with him for 2 years. But then I'm like, why am I doing all this work? And like, he's not even paying the taxes. He's in his office playing PlayStation when we have to be processing payroll. I'm like, I'm over it, dude. I'm not doing this anymore. So I was still in the process of fixing my credit. So I went to my mom and I said, I have a little bit of money saved. I want to open my own company. But I need your credit. I need your credit. And I'm like, would you want to partner with me on it? She's like, I already seen your success in the last 2 years. I see like the difference. I see what you've done. I got your back.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I used her to get my merchant accounts, to get
Wow.
my office space, like all that stuff. I put in her name,
And your mom?
my mom's name. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing how she helped you with that.
She was a partner. Her and my stepdad were my partners.
Oh, nice.
The first few years, and I was paying them like I think 5 or 6 grand a month.
Wow.
And even though that company, I shut that company down like like 4 years into it, 4 or 5 years. I had to rebrand and I had to start a new company again. I still pay her mortgage. I give her, I think I give her like an allowance of like 3 or 4 grand a month, my mom, and I pay her mortgage. So that's kind of like forever, dude. She believed in me. So now I got to take care of her for the rest of her life.
I want to do something like that with my
Mhm.
mom. It's actually always been on my goals. So that's awesome. How long were you in business when you were able to start doing that?
I
From the
started taking
beginning?
care of my mom from the beginning, dude. She was
Wow.
my business partner.
Yeah.
So like right from the beginning, I said, I'm going to put your house, the business is going to pay your mortgage. Number one. Number two, I'm going to give you a percentage. So I think I was giving her like, if we were making 200 grand, I think she was making 2,000. And so every 100 grand, I'd give her $1,000. So when we were making 600,000 a month in revenue, she was making $6,000 a month. Plus,
Nice.
I was paying her mortgage. So the reason that it changed though, and I stopped paying her so much, is because like my brothers knew my mom had money. So my brothers would, come and ask my mom like, "Hey, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that?" My older brother would ask me all the time for money too, and it got to a point where I'm like, "Dude, I just can't do it anymore."
Let's talk about that for a second, right? Like family and business. I mean, so obviously mom and dad were able to help and support, but
Mm.
like I don't know. People come out of the woodwork sometimes asking for money when they see you're successful. How do you feel about all that?
So you have to put a stop to it. Like I at the beginning, it was hard for me to say no.
Yeah.
But then after, like my mom never asked me for money. It's on the contrary. She's like, "You don't have to give me money. Like I'm good." I'm like, "No, I'm gonna give you a couple grand a month, like no matter what." She's retired now. She also has other sources of income. She has like her retirement and incomes streams. But I'm like, as you do whatever you want with it. I'm gonna pay your mortgage and I'm gonna give you a couple grand a month. You do whatever you want with it. You don't need it, save it. But before I retired her, like formally retired her, I refinanced her house and I pulled out like 200 grand and she had like 50,000 in debt. I paid off all her debt. I'm like, so when you retire, I told my mom, this is my only ask. Don't get in debt anymore. I'm refinancing the house. I'm pulling 50,000 to pay your debt. 150,000 is going to be to build an ADU for my little brother to live in the back. So we did that. And then I think she still had like 30 or 40,000 left over. I'm like, use that as a savings. Like, don't touch it if you don't need it. Don't get in debt. No more Home Depot or Walmart credit cards. Like, we're done with that shit. She's like, all right. So until today, she has no debt. She makes a couple grand a month. Like, she doesn't need money.
That's amazing that you were able to build that for
Yep.
your mom and keep her involved and
Yep.
still support her. That's amazing.
Yeah. Me and my wife take care of our in-laws too.
Yeah.
Like, my father-in-law's retired. We can't give him money because he'll send it out to Mexico and like they're not responsible with money. So we take care of them. Like we pay all their bills. I have a brother-in-law who's my wife's half brother. It's her half brother from the dad. He's my son's age. He's 16. He's staying at my house right now for the weekend, and he's involved in soccer. He's still my father-in-law's responsibility. So whenever he goes to soccer tournaments or he needs clothes, they come to us, and we buy them. We buy him whatever he needs because he's under my father-in-law's responsibility. My father-in-law's retired. I take care of him. So if he has responsibilities, they're my responsibility.
Has that always been your mindset?
No, my mindset, yes. My wife has helped me have a good heart. I'm more ruthless. Like I'm like fuck that guy, and my wife has softened my heart a lot. I've always been generous. Um, but now I'm very giving and like, especially with my family, dude. With our family, it's like, no, we're here to take care of everybody. But I also expect when I need something, I expect you to be there, you know? My mother-in-law, kind of same thing. They're not as responsible as my mom with money. So we take care of them, but we're only able to drip money on them. We can't just give them too much because they don't know how to control it. My mother-in-law sent everything to Guatemala and just go out spending on dumb shit. So we just got to give them a little bit, you know?
For sure.
Yeah.
Take us back to that first office, right? When you started building it and you had your partners, that team. How did you guys land those first clients and what did that look like?
So we started buying debt. It was experimenting, going to debt brokers.
Mhm.
Debt brokers are people that sell debt portfolios. So we started off just, using the internet to find them and make relationships and making small $10,000 purchases.
Mhm.
It got to a point where I was, wiring 150, 250,000 at a time to buy debt. But we started off very small, buying 10, 20,000 at a time, testing it, seeing what our collections office is good at collecting, what type of debt. So I started off small and eventually like recruiting collectors that had some experience and bringing them to the commission only world and keep developing them a little bit and giving them like support. I would close deals for them and I'm like, hey, listen to the way I close these deals. Like, I'm really good on the phones. Listen to me. Let me show you how I do it. And then just teaching people. And then eventually you start getting a reputation where people are like, oh, Mike Martinez's office, I heard it's cracking over there. They're doing 200,000 a month with like a team of 10 people. Like, they're cracking over there. So we start recruiting people or training new people off the streets on how to do it.
Still coming up.
It was the worst experience of my life, dude. The scariest thing I've ever been through in my life.
SoCal homeowners, why pay $15,000, $20,000, or even $30,000 for a new roof when instead you can get a new roof for only less than $100 per month? Here at Master Roofing, we serve homeowners with high quality roofs with no hefty upfront costs. So give your house the roof it deserves with zero down and low monthly payments. Why wait? Click the link below to get you a roof you deserve for payments you can afford. When did you first realize you needed like a team? Was it right when you and your partner got together?
Right at the beginning.
You guys started hiring people?
Right at the beginning, but we started with 4. And then the goal, we had a tiny office, dude, like
what did it look like?
1,500 square feet, like
Okay.
small. It was literally a bullpen.
Uh-huh.
The entrance, fuck, dude, this is taking me back. The entrance was small. I think there's 4 cubicles.
Okay.
And then that was the entrance. It's supposed to be a reception area.
Yeah.
But we used it for cubicles. We put 4 in there.
Yeah.
And then the next bullpen had 6 desks. So we had 10.
Okay.
And then the restroom, my office, and his office. That was it. And a little break room, tiny little break room. Tiny office, dude, like
It's
15.
just salespeople, or was it like
Collectors, yeah. Collectors are salespeople to me.
Yeah,
Yeah, we had
no assistant yet at that point. You did all the
no,
operations.
dude, I didn't get an assistant till I became a millionaire. Never had an assistant.
So because most people say like their first hire is like their assistant, right? Like you have salespeople, right, that came in and out. But who was your first like girl that came in the office to start helping you with stuff? Like maybe answer the phones because that's kind of your first assistant, right?
Yeah, my partner's sister worked for us, doing books and payroll.
Mm-hmm.
Because he didn't want to deal with it. He was supposed to do it. He didn't want to deal with it. So he's like, hey, can we pay my sister and I'll have her do our books? She knows how to do bookkeeping. She knows how to do this. She knows how to do that. I'm like, yeah, bro. I mean, I guess that was his assistant, not mine.
Got it.
She was doing his job for him.
Yeah.
So that was our first hire, like real hire that got paid an actual salary. Everybody else were commission only salespeople, collectors.
And you said you got an assistant when you became a millionaire?
Yeah. So one of my mentors, I guess you could say he was like my first mentor.
Who?
So his name's Chris Gomez, Chris the Shark.
Okay.
He's the one that put me onto social media. I went to my very first seminar in 2020 to learn real estate wholesaling, how to flip houses.
Mm-hmm.
And I hired him as my mentor. And he's like, dude, you need to get on social media. I'm like, I don't like that shit. He goes, according to your Instagram, you're nobody. And your social media presence says who you are, like in real life. So if you don't have a social media presence, you're literally nobody. You're nobody, dude. So I need you to work on that. Start posting in 2020, like right around COVID. That's when I started posting. I started like investing time and money and energy into my social media presence. So Chris, man, I think this was probably like we still remained friends as I started growing, but it got to the point where even before I started with 10X, like right before I started with 10X, he was still kind of mentoring me, but more as a friend, not paid mentor anymore. He became a friend. So he would message me and he's like, hey bro, like you don't have an assistant, huh? We did a little business together with my skip tracing company. He's like, wow, just tell me who to coordinate with so we can get this done. I'm like, well, with me. Because you don't have an assistant? Dude, he goes, aren't you a millionaire already? I go, yeah, I just became a millionaire in 2023. I think it was 2022, 2023. He goes, bro, you need a fucking assistant. Stop messing around. He goes, stop trying to do everything yourself. I'm like, I don't need one. My wife helps me with this and that. He goes, you need an assistant, bro. So that's when I got an assistant. It was like recently, bro, like 3 years ago.
And
Now I can't live
what
without
does the
one.
assistant do?
Now I can't live without one. So now I have I want to say a team of assistants, but no, that doesn't sound right.
You're not
So-
Kylie Jenner with
No,
the,
no, no.
the assistant to
I
the
don't have a
assistant.
team. No. So my sister-in-law is she works with us.
Cool.
She's she's kind of like a personal and executive assistant,
Okay.
and she deals with admin. So what we trust her with is payroll. She handles all the payroll for the company. That's her main job, is payroll. Make sure everybody's paid in the company properly, accordingly, no mistakes. She helps the admin team like with certain miscellaneous things that they might need help with. She helps my admin director, who's my brother-in-law, pay bills. But she's more of a personal assistant as well. So like, let's say that we have an emergency. I'm like, hey, can you go get the kids from school?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no one, my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, we have no one to pick them up. We can't leave the office. Can you go handle that? Yeah. Hey, you know what? It's our anniversary. Can you make sure that I order flowers for my wife? Like, don't let me forget that. It's Valentine's Day. Like, can you go to Costa Mesa, to South Coast Plaza, and can you get Natalie a nice Louis purse or a nice Chanel purse for her birthday? Yeah, you pick it. What's my budget? $5,000, $10,000. You know, cool. And she'll send me pictures. What do you think about this one? It's perfect. Let's get it. Wrap it up. Make sure she gets it. You know, things like that. Hey, can you go to Happy Jewelers and go pick up my watch? Like things like that. You know, can you go to the post office and make sure I return my boots that were the wrong size? Stuff like that. So she's business and personal. And then I have a dedicated executive assistant for everything else. Manage my calendar. By the way, Jessica is she's the one that coordinated this. All my social media, she's the one that has put on my calendar. So she's also part of my social media team to manage my time. And then I have Katli, who's my brother-in-law's wife, fiance. She's my social media manager. And then I have Javi, he's my videographer. So it's kind of like a team of assistants.
You totally have a team of assistants, bro.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And then, but my executive assistant, my dedicated one for business, I've already went through 3 of them. I'm on my 3rd one right now. One of them was one of my wife's cousin's wife. She was really good. She just went on workers' comp. We think that she's under stress. I don't know for sure, but I think she's stressed out. Being my assistant, like my main executive assistant,
You gotta be a strong
it can be
personality.
stressful.
Yeah.
It can be stressful.
Because you're like, take all these things
Yeah.
off my list,
Mhm.
right? That's the.
The first one was in Egypt, May.
So it's virtual.
That one was. Norma was hybrid. She would work from home and in the office.
Okay.
And then this last one, I just got her last week. Lana, shout out to Lana. She was one of my wife's assistants on the transaction team for her real estate company. But when we shut it down earlier this year, she wanted to go work in real estate somewhere else. She didn't like it. She came back. And Natalie's like, perfect time. Mike needs an assistant. So I just trained her last week. I started training her last Friday. Her main role is to manage my calendar, make sure that she's aligned with Jessica for social media, and manage all my calendar for business. She has to check all of my emails and prioritize them for me. If it's advertising, I don't even want to see it. Like, it should not hit my eyes. She needs to take notes in all the meetings, manager meetings and executive meetings, all of them. Like right now, today, I have 2 important meetings that I'm not at. I have an executive meeting at 10 a.m. every Monday. I'm not there. So she needs to take notes and send them a recap to everybody that was there. So I get to see what they discussed, what the priorities are, all that. And then I have another leadership meeting for NPG Associates, my other agency, at 1:00. I'm not there. She needs to take notes. We also have manager alignment meetings every day for 15 minutes. I'm not there. She needs to take notes, send them to me. So that's her main job, to be there when I'm not there and take notes.
Did you learn that from Cardone?
Yes.
What's the most amount of money you made in a single year?
Like as a business or personally?
Whatever you want to share.
Last year, 21 million was my revenue. It was actually more. It was about 22 and a half. I think we made about 6 million net last year. My biggest year.
So from starting the company to being scared in 2012, well, I don't know if you were scared. You said your wife wasn't sure. You were scared.
I was scared too, bro.
Okay. Being scared to now netting like 6 mil, like a lot of people probably look at the social media. They think like, I should go to debt collection. I'm going to make a lot of money, right? They think it's easy. They think it's like overnight success,
Yeah.
right? But what was that? I mean, this is a loaded question, but what was the process from going from, nothing to now, making millions of dollars a year that you're keeping?
So it feels good, but it wasn't easy. It takes a lot of commitment. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of energy. It's stressful. It's stressful. You're like, what are you stressed out about? Fucking losing it. That's the biggest stress right there. Like breaking something in the company and losing it. I'm responsible for a lot of people. I have roughly about 150 people that work with my company. I don't want to say that they're employees because they're not all employees.
Right.
I look at a lot of them as business partners. I pay 25% commission, so they are like business partners. My employees are the ones that are overseas, and it's a lot of people that we're responsible for. So it feels good, but it's also a lot. And those people that do think like that, hey, shit, that's a lot of money. I want to start an agency. I'm gonna have an opportunity for them next year. I might do a franchise model where they can buy a branch office of MPG Associates. I'm just finishing right now building out all the SOPs and all the trainings inside of my software before I launch that next year. But the goal is to launch that next year. That opportunity for people that do want to buy a collection agency, that opportunity will be there.
So you're huge with 10X. How did that all start? Like, what was that origination story? I'm curious to actually hear your story, man.
Yeah, I was scared in 2022. 2023. Sorry. I was scared in 2023 because I seen my growth, but it was my growth was very small year after year. Like I went from 11 to 13 million and I was scared that I was operating wrong. I'm like, I was lost, dude. I was honestly lost in 2023.
Were you netting? Like what margins were you at?
Like 10%.
Okay.
So, I mean, if I'm doing 10 million, 13 million, 1.3, like it's too much revenue to not be taking home more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, something's off, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I went to a real estate summit because we were real estate investing. We were doing wholesaling at that time too, making a couple mil.
Like putting them under contract and flipping the contract or like actual wholesaling?
A couple flips here and there, but it was mostly wholesaling. 99% was wholesaling.
Okay. So
we were doing between $1 million, $2 million, 1.5 average a year for a couple years. And our net was like 30, 40%. It was good, So I went to a real estate summit because I want to get into multifamily, wholesaling and flipping. So I went to a summit and I met Aaron there, Mariscal. And he's like, hey, I follow you on social media, dude. He goes, you're crushing it. He goes, I want to introduce you to Brandon Dawson. He's Grant's business partner. I knew who he was, but I didn't know anything about him or Cardone Ventures. I'm like, cool. He goes, go to a breakfast tomorrow, business breakfast. Cool. I was very impressed with Brandon's intellect. I'm like, dude, this guy's a fucking killer. I'm like, I got to learn from him. So I signed up for the 10X 360. I needed write-offs anyways. I signed up for the 360. And before going to the 360, Aaron's like, what's your biggest problem in business? I go, my people, dude. I can't find good people. He goes, you know how many times we've heard that? He goes, I have a cure for that. Go to the people workshop. Don't go alone. Take your high-level managers. I went. I took my VP at the time, Chris, and my director, who's now my VP, Julia. You think you met Julia?
Probably.
Yeah, she's my VP. So she was the director back then. She wasn't my VP. I had Chris at the time. Blew our minds. People's workshop blew our fucking minds. I'm like, this is not a seminar. This is a training. I had been looking for trainings like that. Leadership, how to run teams, culture. And I found them. From there, we got addicted. I went to the leadership, went to sales, went to marketing, and I went to the 10X 360. I just got consumed.
Did you even have a mission statement, a vision statement, and core values before that people workshop?
I did, but I didn't even know it. Like, it wasn't serious.
Okay. So you did. You had all of them, the core values, all this stuff?
Not core values. I had a mission.
Vision?
No vision. Okay. Just a mission.
I Googled you like the other day after our podcast and I saw the, I was looking up your Empire Co-op or something, but you have like a website that's like dedicated to like recruiting people, right?
Yeah.
I saw that. I sent it to my marketing. I'm like, we need to make something like this, but that's crazy. Cause like from the knowledge that you learned from them and like how you've implemented it and obviously how your business has You're going to do 25 million this year, right?
Yeah, well,
That's your
total
target?
will probably be about 27 total
Wow.
with both agencies. But my big agency, I'm shooting for 25, and the other one will do maybe about 1.7 is the target. The biggest compliment that I've ever gotten, dude, is from Brandon Dawson,
Hmm.
saying that I'm one of his best students. He says, you invest in yourself, you take the time and you have the passion to learn it, and you actually go fucking implement it. Most people, they want to learn, they want to grow, they want to be successful, but they don't want to put in the work. And when you know that you're wrong, and you're like, I know I'm wrong, but I don't want to do it that way. Like, you should be doing it a different way, even though you don't like it. Like, there's shit that I do, I'm like, fuck, man. Like, I don't want to be doing, the one-on-ones every 2 weeks. It's the truth. But then I think about it, I'm like, but that's the best investment, the biggest and baddest investment, the best that I can make in my people. So then I flip my mindset around. I'm like, nah, dude, I'm being selfish right now, not wanting to do their one-on-ones. This is going to help them. It's going to help the company. Like, fuck my time. My time is for them. That's what my time consists of, to make my team better. So now it's like, I try to make it fun for me to do one-on-ones.
What is the job of like the CEO or the founder in the company, like in your mindset?
Always find ways to grow the revenue, promote us, optimize the overall operation. Not the little details. My wife handles that. She's the COO. So her job is to find the devil in the details. My job is just to think so fucking big and to find ways to grow our revenue from a large scale. So some of the things that I focus on is initiatives, targets, innovation. I spend, a lot of time and money focusing on how to make us better as an organization. My main focus is right now is spending a lot of time and money on technology, testing it out, to add revenue, to make everybody's jobs easier. So that's one of my main focus: innovation, growing revenue, focused on targets, making the company better, and growing.
How do you separate you and your wife's responsibilities in the business, and how does that affect your relationship?
Damn, that's a good question. Because you probably want to know, because you want to know for your own personal reference.
Yeah,
too.
well, for sure. Yeah, my wife works there as well, and it's challenging because you're working 24/7, and I'm just curious. Like you guys have built this. You guys seem like a great team. I saw your wife was in the office when I was there.
Yeah.
How do you do it?
She was at the office this morning. I didn't go in today. She had to go because we had some complications paying our overseas team last week.
Mm-hmm.
So she stayed late Friday. She never does, like, not that late. She got home like at 5:30. That's rare.
Mm-hmm.
We have a rule to try to be out of the office by 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's my rule. Stop at the gym. I'm home by 5. I'm my kids. Like, I'm all yours. So she went in this morning because and I'm like, why can't you just do it from home? Like, let's spend the morning with the kids, My son had his first driving class today to sign off on his permit.
Oh, cool.
He drove here, dude.
Oh, that's cool.
First time driving on the freeway today.
Drove the Lambo?
He drove the Lambo.
That's
it's his
pretty
first
sick.
time ever fucking driving a car today.
That's
He had
awesome.
a 2-hour class with his instructor this morning. So I stayed home to meet his instructor, just to be home.
So
an
it's his
emergency.
first driving lesson.
First driving
And
lesson.
permit.
Today, his permit got signed off on and activated.
That's a huge day for him, bro.
It's a huge day
for him.
Huge day for him.
And
Yep.
that's awesome. You're gonna be with him all day. You guys are gonna go ride horses after,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. But yeah, coming back to my wife, dude. So we have a rule that I am the CEO and she is the COO. I have a rule, and it's we have a mutual understanding that I will always take her opinion into consideration. Always. I'll always take it serious. And most of the time, I will probably implement what she wants, her way. But there might be that 1 out of 10 where I disagree, and even though I'm wrong, she has to roll with it. She cannot get upset. I'm like, we're not doing it that way. We're just not doing it that way. I want to do it this way. One of the biggest things is like how much we pay everybody. Like for a certain role, I'm like, nah, that's too little. I'll give them an extra 10. She tries to like convince me. Like, no, you're overpaying this, and that. And I'm like, most of the time I'll roll with it. But sometimes I'm like, no. Like I put my foot down. No, we're doing it my way. We're doing it my way. You're gonna remember our agreement. She goes, okay. I go, if I'm wrong, let me follow. I learned that from Grant. I went to a couples retreat.
Okay.
With Grant and Elena and everybody.
Nice.
And we were right in the front. And I told Grant, like, he's like, confidence in your decisions. So I talked to Grant and Elena. They coached me and Natalie on this. It was like a fucking couples therapy.
Cool.
But for business, right? So I'm like, look, Grant, sometimes she messes with my confidence.
Yeah.
Because she makes me feel like I'm wrong. And it makes me doubt myself, even though I want to do something my way.
And everyone else is like, yes, man to you because you're the boss.
Yes,
and she's
correct.
your wife. So it's like.
No one ever questions me.
Right,
only her.
right.
Only
Yeah,
her.
yeah, I got that. I get that.
But they're okay to question me.
Yeah.
But most likely I'm still going to do it my way. With her, though, she makes me doubt myself.
Right.
She's like, why are you making that decision? Like, this is why you're wrong. So Elena said, she asked us, well, Mike, what are her statistics? I'm like, they're high. So most of the time she's right. Damn it, yes. They're like, okay. And then Grant backed me up. Grant's like, well, honey, he tells Natalie, well, honey, let the man fall on his fucking face. You're still going to be there to help him get back up if he does? If he makes bad decisions? Probably wouldn't be the first time. She was like, I go, I make bad decisions all the time. He's like, it's part of business. She's like, don't fuck with this confidence. Like, stroke his ego once in a while. Let him make a decision. Even though you know he's going to fall on his face, tell him, but respect it and don't get upset. Let him fall on his face. So
that's really good advice.
Helped us a lot, dude.
Yeah. Because now she respects your decision even if you're wrong, right? And then it's like, oh, babe, I know you're right on this.
I remind her too. Yeah. I don't bring up like, remember what Grant said. Yeah. I don't bring it up that way.
Okay.
But I bring it up this way. I say, baby, you're probably right. I'm probably wrong. But I want to do it my way. Let me fall on my face, please. She's like, okay. I go, don't get mad. Back me up. She goes, okay.
Has she been like always hustling the business with you from the beginning? Or when did you actually bring her in and say like, hey, you're going to run this business for me?
The whole time that we've been together, she's always been a stay-home mom.
Okay.
But I met her working at a collection agency.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Her brother worked there. He got hired. He got referred by one of my buddies when I worked. This was a long time ago. This was back in 2007. Long time ago. She got hired there. And she had just gotten separated from her husband. And I had to train her. I was her trainer for debt collections because I was one of the top closers there. Mm-hmm. So, and I had a good personality. I think that's why they chose me to train everybody that would come in because I had a good personality. I wasn't getting paid extra for it. It wasn't my role, but they always put me as the trainer. They would sit new people next to me. Like I was the example, right? So when she came in, my buddy's like, oh yeah, she's going through a separation. Or I'm sorry, I take that back. My buddy said, she's married to my friend.
Okay.
So when I trained her, I was very respectful.
Right.
Like, oh, she's married, she has a kid. Like, I was very respectful. So I said, oh, yeah, I know you're married and I know you have a kid, we were just talking personal. She goes, oh, you have kids? Yeah, I have 2 kids, with my ex. And I go, me and my girl broke up. I'm not with her, but yeah, I have 2 kids. I go, I know you're married. She goes, well, hold on, let me correct you. She goes, I'm separated. I'm going through a divorce right now. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm like, so you're single? She's like, yes. I'm like, I want to take you out. No. So that's a whole nother story right there. But
we have time.
Yeah. But she was always a stay-home mom.
Yeah.
Since then, I got her pregnant like a year after we met.
Okay.
I moved out of mom's house. We got an apartment together. First time me ever moving out of my mom's house. Like I moved out of mom's house, got an apartment with her.
How old were you?
23.
Okay.
23. So,
and you were already married?
No, I was in a relationship, but
okay.
I wasn't married.
Got it.
I wasn't married. Me and my girlfriend had 2 kids and we broke up. It was a bad relationship.
Got it.
So with Natalie, I always told her like, I'm always going to be the provider.
Okay.
Like no matter what. So I started working at a law firm. I went from a collection agency to work at a law firm, doing collections, legal collections. And then I started doing commission only. So I've always found a way to make more money to provide for us. But she was with me through some struggles, dude. Fucking repo Suburbans, couldn't pay my rent, had to go live with my father-in-law. Like she was with me through the rough and the tough.
How many years you guys married?
We've been together since 2007, 18 years we've been together. 18 years. We've been married for 10 years this March coming up.
We're doing a series at my church right now called Proverbs for Your Love Life. Okay, and the pastor was talking about when you're picking a partner, he's like, everyone has their list, right, of like what they want, the color of the hair, all these things. He was saying like, women, the husband you choose, it doesn't matter, how he looks. It's gonna matter if he's gonna be there for your kids, if he's gonna be there, for you when you have different times in your life, if you get sick, if as you get older, and all these things. And he said
Men.
for men, he's like, you need to find a wife that's gonna be there through the ups and downs of your careers, that's gonna be there like through all the problems you have with your career and business and all these things. It's like we're in such like a superficial society with Instagram and all this stuff, and everyone wants the Instagram model. They don't really care about values, they don't like look at all those things. But like, you talk about being married for 18 years, like, without putting like religion on it, it's like he has a really good point about like, so if to find a partnership, you really need to have those right values in your in you, and in
Yeah,
order for this to last.
I completely agree with that. But I also think that there has to be strong attraction.
Yeah, for sure.
Because what do you do with the other 23 hours and whatever? What's the joke? 23 hours and 58 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
what else do you do, right? Like, that's the joke.
Yeah.
I was very, very attracted to my wife when I met her.
Yeah.
Like, one of the first ideas that I've had, and this was back in 2007, this was a long time ago, 18 years ago. I still remember to this day, and I remind her all the time. I'm like, I remember that I told myself, if that girl gives me an opportunity, I'm gonna fucking marry her and I'm gonna spoil the shit out of her. I'm gonna take good care of her. And I still remember that promise that I made to myself. It was like kind of making a pact with God, right? I'm like, if you let that woman be mine, I'm gonna take care of her. I'm gonna love her and I'm gonna take care of her, and like, I'm never gonna let her down. Unfortunately, I've made mistakes. I have, let her down. And I'm so grateful to her that she's always like, she's always forgiven me, dude. For the guy's always a stupid one, to be honest, most of the time. But she has every quality that I could ask for. She has it. So she joined the business when I almost went out of business in 2019. I almost went bankrupt. It was a very stressful year for me. I was considering selling my house to pull the equity to try to save my agency. I got a huge lawsuit from Navy Federal Credit Union. Wasn't my fault. They were suing my client. But since I was the agency servicing the account for my client, I was in the backseat of the lawsuit. No control over it. I was just pulled into it. It wasn't our fault though. So that year, my revenue declined. I went from like $600K a month revenue to like 200 overnight.
Why?
Because I got a lawsuit. So that client was
it
was my only client, my main and only client. I was still buying debt, but not aggressively. When I got sued, they stopped placing with me. So it's like if I lost all my client base, which was one client overnight. Never make that mistake again. So in 2020, at the beginning, I was like defeated. And I was telling my wife, like at the end of 2019, I'm like, hey, I'm probably gonna have to sell the house. Like, you've been with me through some bad times. Like, I promise I'm gonna figure out a way to get us back on top, but I think I'm gonna go bankrupt. She's like, it is what it is. We'll fucking figure it out. So in 2020, I got into real estate wholesaling. I started going to seminars, started hiring mentors, couple mentors that year during the pandemic. Started studying like real estate, wholesaling. What I learned was how to run a business. I learned about metrics, KPIs, targets, virtual assistants. So I started doing all these things. I started experimenting with marketing, text blasting, right? Drop Cowboy was a tool that I used. Broke my first $1 million in 1 month in revenue during COVID. I'm like, holy shit. I fucking studied how to wholesale real estate and I learned how to run my agency. I just applied everything I was learning to my agency. I already
Is
had a
this through the
business.
10x 360 and all the workshops, or no?
Nope. Before that, I started getting addicted to self-development.
Okay.
I started reading books, Tim Grover,
Yeah.
Simon Sinek. I started just like, I got addicted.
Yeah.
Started reading some business books, Traction, books like that. What are SOPs? Michael Gerber, Started reading
E-Myth, yeah.
the E-Myth. Yep. Started, John Maxwell. I'm like, fuck, I was a shitty leader. God damn, no wonder. Like I was going bankrupt. So a lot of things happened between 2020, but I feel like I came back to life. Like I was dying and God like revived me. That's really what I felt. Um, so in 2022, I started getting more serious about wholesaling real estate. I told my wife, I need you. The kids are already older. They were already, I think, like going into junior high. My son was in junior high. My daughter was like fifth grader or sixth grader. They're now both in high school. I'm like, hey, can you help me like start this fucking wholesale real estate company? She's like, yeah. She started coming to the office and she started noticing what was going on with my collection agency. She's like, Father's office is a mess. What are you doing for them on Halloween? She put a woman's touch in my business, changed the culture. And then during that time, I was learning a lot of stuff about like targets and virtual assistants. And I started bumping heads with my GM. I was overpaying him. He left, took some managers or took some of my closers, started his own company. Like a lot of shit happened, bro.
Yeah. Even after she joined.
Yeah.
Right? So she's been through all this.
Yeah. 2023, at the beginning of 2023, I started working with 10X, with Cardone Ventures. It's 10X, but it's really branded in Cardone Ventures.
Cardone Ventures is, Brandon runs it and Cardone just markets the hell of it to get people towards it, I think.
Yeah. But when I say I started working with 10X, what I mean is I started working with Cardone Ventures and Brandon Dawson.
Okay.
That's who I really started working with. The only times I would go to CTTI is when they would send me for like sales, marketing, things like that. And I was, involved like in you're going to Celebrity Cruise?
I haven't gotten a ticket, no.
I thought you said you were going to go.
No.
Was it you that said you were going?
No, it wasn't me.
The fuck told me they were going to be there. It was another 10Xer. I thought it was you. Sorry. So that's a CTTI thing, right?
Cool.
Started working with Cardone Ventures and I really learned how to run a real business, like at scale. I learned how to build teams. I fucking polished the shit out of my leadership skills. And that's really when I went beast mode. So I started figuring things out when I studied wholesaling real estate, marketing, sales, basic stuff, KPIs, what are conversions, lead to contract, like simple shit. But I really went beast mode. Like you unlocked fucking 10X Mike Martinez when I started working with Cardone Ventures.
That's after the workshops. That's when you actually said, I'm going to platform with them and go all in. And then you had your weekly meetings with your SBU team and everything.
Everything. Yeah. So
because there's a lot. You're like, you told me you've given them millions. So
the first, I'm about $1.5 million invested with 10X. So what happened is in 2022, I did 13 million. 2021, I did 11.5. 2022, I did 13 million. I was figuring all these things out as I was studying wholesaling real estate. And I had mentors that were teaching me about that. And I was applying it to collections, to my other business. But 2023, when I started working with Cardone Ventures, I went from 13 million to 18 million. I scaled $5 million my first year working with them. Because even though I knew the business that I had was broken, and it's still broken, by the way, still has a lot of issues. But even though I knew it was broken, when I started learning all that stuff, I couldn't unlearn it. And I knew that if I wasn't applying it, I was dropping the ball. So I started PPFs, one-on-ones, setting targets, tying compensation and bonuses to targets. I started doing all that stuff. And I learned how to run ads, how to interview people the right way. Not even the right way, but better than I was. How to onboard them and train them properly. How to hold their hand. How to give them continuous training. Core values. They're the bullets in my gun. Inspiration, results, discipline, alignment, transparency. Like they're my bullets in my gun. So now all my conversations are like, you know what? I don't think you're aligned with our culture. If we don't inspire you, we might not be a good fit because you're not delivering the results that we need. I think you might be lacking discipline. All of my core values in one conversation. It's like, can we get aligned or should we just part ways? No, I'm aligned with you. Let's roll. I learned communication, like leadership,
Is that something you would say if an employee comes in your office complaining about something and that would be your response?
That's how we either inspire them or correct them. It's the same conversation. Hey, dude, you've been such a great inspiration to this organization lately. I'm so proud of you. You show discipline, and I know you inspire everybody else. You're putting up results that are breaking records that I never imagined were even possible. You've been an inspiration to me. I think that it's time for you to be promoted. I'm proud of you. This is what your promotion looks like. They're like, all right. Same thing. Negative or positive. You use it in your favor or against them. That's the power of core values. I didn't know that. Brandon and Natalie Dawson taught me all that. So now I use them in my personal life. I'm like, hey, dude, am I being honest right now? I'm not being transparent. I'm not living by my core values. Or, you know what? Fucking, I'm lazy, dude. I don't feel like going to the gym. I'm violating my discipline core value. Results, like, gotta deliver. No matter what, we
So
gotta
you use them
deliver.
for your personal
Yes.
accountability as well.
Mhm.
How did you come up with the MM? When did you start that? Was that when you started your personal brand?
That's a great question. I'll give you the background on my MM.
Because it looks like the Rolls Royce.
I know.
MM.
So that's what it is. So I have a guy, his name's Eric. He does all of my cars. He does my custom rims, my Forgiatos. We have a relationship with the owner of Forgiato. He does my rims. He does all my wraps. He does all the tuning on my Lamborghinis. The exhaust systems, custom systems, anything that I need, I go to Eric. We kind of had a falling out recently, but it's another story. But Eric, I've been working with him for years on my exotic cars. So when I took my Rolls Royce to him, he sent me a concept, right? He goes, hey, I have this idea for you. It's Michael Martinez. It's basically the Rolls Royce logo, but Michael Martinez. Instead of Rolls Royce, it says Michael Martinez. And I go, dude, can I fucking get sued by Rolls for that shit? He's like, actually, you can't, because I have a program that's approved by them to mock up their logo with other people's names.
No way.
Yeah. He goes, you can't get sued by them. He goes, because of the program that I'm using to create this. He goes, it's actually approved by them. It's good promotion for them. I go, wow. He's like, I'm gonna build a custom box for your base.
Yeah.
In the Rolls Royce with your logo on it. And he sent me the picture. He goes, what do you think? I go, fuck, bro, I love it. I go, that's badass. So I still have it in my Rolls Royce, my Wraith. When you open the trunk, I have a custom box that has my logo on the box.
Oh, that's sick.
So I asked him, I said, hey, Eric, can you send me that so that I could build one for my wall in my office? He goes, I'll make it for you. He goes, but yeah, here's a logo. So when I seen that, I made that my logo. I started putting it on my social media. I instructed my editors to put it on some of my posts. So then my suit guy about 2 years ago, the one that does all my custom suits, about 2 years ago, he gives me a jacket for Christmas. And the jacket is I don't know if you've seen
It's a
it.
Letterman, bro. That's how I recognized you. That's how when I came to your office the other day, I remember you were sitting at one of these, I think it was a summit, actually. I don't even know if it was what I think, but you were in the front, like, row Elite 125, and you had the big MM. And I was like, who is that
You had
guy?
already seen me on social media or no?
No. I was like, who is that guy? Because you came in with the big jacket with your own branding. I'm like, that's one way to get people to remember you.
Yeah. So when he gave me that jacket, it opened my mind even more, because it has leather sleeves, has a huge 10X on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it says Mike Martinez, and then it has the logo on the back. And I forgot what else he gave me, but he removed everything except the MM. So he got rid of the border, he got rid of my name, and he just put the MM, I think, on the other side of it. I forgot what he made. Somebody gave me something with just the MM. And I'm like, fuck, that's cool. Like, it's not so obvious that it's the Rolls Royce, right? That's my logo. That's my new logo. So the guy that does all of the shirts and all the merch for 10X, he's in Vegas. I ran into him one day, and he's like, hey, I want to send you a box of gifts, of goodies. Where can I send it to you? And I'm like, why? He's like, well, you're an influencer. I want to work with you. He goes, I just want to give you something.
It's like a random DM happened? Or this
No,
was somebody-
I met him at an event. I was
okay.
buying 10x merch.
Got it. Okay.
But he knew who I was.
Got
He's
it.
like, yeah, I know who you are. I follow you on Instagram. He's
Yeah.
like, I just want to give you a gift box of like your own brand stuff. He goes, and if you like it, I can make gear for you. I'm like, all right, cool. So I was gonna be at a conference in Vegas like 2 years ago, and he ends up giving me this box, and I open it, fucking hats with my logo on it,
That's sick.
shirts like 10x with my logo. I'm like, fuck, I just married the 10x with my brand.
Yeah.
And I'm a business advisor, so I can use their logos.
Yeah.
I could even use Cardone Ventures logos if I want to. So he's like, yeah, dude. He goes, you should launch your own online store. I'm like, I don't think I have fans that fanatic. Like, I know people like my shit, people follow me, but I don't think they would buy merch. So I just launched. He's building out the store for me right now, where there's stuff that I say. It's stuff like that, stuff that I say all the time, right? Like just my sayings, like riding horses is a dangerous sport. Like that's something I say. So I'm making shirts that say riding horses is a dangerous sport.
Cool.
You know, cowboy shit, just doing cowboy shit.
Yeah, yeah.
That's on one of my shirts.
Yeah.
So I'm building that out right now.
How has that personal brand helped you, like with your business?
It's gained me a lot of respect from my clients.
Okay.
So one of my sales girls, Molly, she's a client relationship manager at MPG Associates, one of my agencies. Whenever she has a customer or a potential client that they're kind of up against the fence, she's like, do you use social media? Yeah. Why don't you follow our CEO, Mike Martinez? He's a business advisor with Cardone Ventures. That's Grant Cardone's company. Do you know Grant Cardone is? Yeah. So Mike Martinez learned from Grant Cardone, and he's a business advisor. If you do business with us, I'm sure he wouldn't mind looking at your business and maybe giving you some advice on how to grow. And she's like, our agency does we're gonna do 25 million this year. They're like, what the fuck? Who's this guy? Who's the CEO? Here's his Instagram handle. And then they start following me. So I got like bail bonds people following me that they're my clients, you know? So I think it earns me respect, credibility, reputation. Like you can't fucking fake having 5 exotic cars, bro. You can't fake that shit. You're successful.
When was the first one?
2020. 2020, I was scared to buy it. It was a Lamborghini Huracan. That was my first exotic.
Okay.
I was scared as fuck.
You bought it like pre-owned or no?
No, I bought it brand new in Beverly Hills.
Okay.
Brand new. I think my payment was like $6,000 a month.
Did you lease it or buy it?
No, I lease all my. Well, now I started buying them.
Well, yeah,
I
this
leased
guy
it.
I used to work for that has like a Rolls Royce garage and all this stuff. He used to lease that too because he's like, it just makes more sense for the business and the taxes and everything.
Yeah. So I could write all of my cars off.
Yeah.
Because they're marketing.
Yeah.
They're marketing. So I write them off. I used to lease everything.
What makes it a marketing car? Because you're promoting it on your social medias and your business.
Because
Okay.
it's promoting me.
Yeah.
And I'm the CEO.
Yeah.
That's what makes it marketing.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So the first ones I used to lease them. I started buying.
Yeah.
Because I started buying from Eurocar, and the dude's like, your payment's gonna be a little bit higher.
Yeah.
But he goes, bro, you're trading in cars like every other year.
Yeah.
Like he goes, it just makes sense to have the payment higher, so you have more equity. So when you trade it in, you don't get as fucked as bad as if you were leasing it. Because I was always upside down crazy. He goes, if you buy them, you won't be that upside down like that. I'm like, all right. So I just started buying them. I think the only one I lease, no, I buy all of them now. I don't think I have any vehicles leased anymore.
What cars do you have?
So I have a Lamborghini Aventador Ultimate. That's the first out of 250. It's a 2024, I think, 2023. I have the 2022 Lamborghini Urus. That's the one I brought today that my son drove.
I was about to
My
ask when your son can
16-year-old?
drive the rest of them.
Little by little, baby steps. My wife has a brand new 2025 G63 Mercedes. We have an Escalade. I have a 2020 Rolls Royce Wraith. And then I have a GMC Denali, a lifted truck. It's all custom. I have that truck to pull my horses. I have a off-road vehicles. I use that to pull my toys and my horses. And then I have two other cars in Arizona. I have a Tundra and a Tahoe, brand new Tahoe. So when I go to Scottsdale,
Do you live both or?
I live in Cali, but I spend a lot of time in Arizona because I go to all the trainings.
Do you still go now?
I still go, bro.
All the time?
I have a
Keep
corporate.
sharp?
So I have a corporate house in Scottsdale. It's a 3-bedroom in North Scottsdale, just a corporate house.
What does that mean? Just like it's
just,
apartment on the business or
the
house?
business pays it.
Okay.
That's the house that I use.
Okay.
It's the CEO's house for his trainings. So that's why it's a write-off. Because when I go to Scottsdale, I stay in that house. My vehicles are write-offs because I do so much training in Scottsdale at 10X, at Cardone Ventures. I specifically have a house there for that. Just to go do my trainings. Yeah.
Really?
Really, bro? Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
It doesn't make more sense to get a hotel when you're there?
I mean, it does, but I'm buying an asset. It's a $1.4 million house.
So it's not an apartment. It's like a house.
No, it's a house. It's a house. It's a brand new build.
It's appreciating and everything, and it's an investment.
Yeah, bro. If I ever get it in a jam, I could sell that bad boy right now and I'll pull off 400, 500K of equity. Like this, dude. If I ever needed to.
Yeah.
It's an asset. Like, I'd rather pay on that than to put the money in the bank or fucking pay taxes.
So should I keep renting my apartment right now, or when my lease is up in December, I should buy a house if they've qualified me already to buy a house?
Everybody's situation's different, dude. Like, I have my in-laws. I have a lot of family. I have my kids. Like, if I spent New Year's over there one time, I had a blast, dude. We pulled up 2 RVs in the back because it's an acre. I put 2 RVs in the back. We had fucking campfires during New Year's. I'm Mexican, we like to light bands. I brought a banda over there.
Nice.
Like, it was dope, dude. We had a New Year's party. I have a lot of friends in Arizona as well.
Cool.
So we had a fucking badass party. That's my lifestyle. Like, that's my lifestyle. So it makes sense for me. If my son, he's like, hey, can I use the Scottsdale house? I want to go to a party in Scottsdale with my girlfriend. Yeah, bro, use the house. My kids are like, hey, when are we going to go to Arizona again for the weekend? It's fun.
Yeah.
I love Scottsdale. Great restaurants. It makes sense for me. I don't mind paying $8,000 a month on a mortgage, even though I don't use the house. I don't even rent it. I don't Airbnb it. It's just fucking sitting there. It makes sense for me. If I was to go every month, I'm going to spend $2,000. I got to rent cars. I got to rent vehicles like Uber, like, dude, I got two cars over there just parked in the garage at all times. It makes sense for me. For you, like, if I was in your shoes, you don't have kids, right? If I was in your shoes, I would keep renting. Like, if it was just me and my wife, I would probably live like in a penthouse renting it. And I would invest in a multifamily. I would buy, like Grant says, I think at least 24 units. But if you want to be a bitch, you could start off with 12 units. That's what Grant says, So that's going to be my next real estate investment. I have a lot of projects that I'm working on right now. I'm building a $500,000 ranch for my horses, and it's going to be a venue for events. I have a couple projects. I have one in Mexico and I have one in Guatemala. I'm building a 7-house development.
In Mexico?
And that's in Guatemala, right by the capital. Because I know the appreciation there, and there's no housing. Like I'm going to be renting each one for like $1,500, and it's going to cost me $500,000 to build it. Cheap. They get the return on that investment. 7 houses. Let's say
7 times 15, right? What is that? Like 30? No.
I mean, let's say, bro, I rent them for $1,000.
Yeah.
That's $7,000 a month. That lot cost me $300K. The build's going to cost me, that's on $800,000. I'm going to be making $7,000 to $8,000 a month. That's insane.
Crazy. Yeah.
That's insane. And it's all cash. Like, I'm paying cash. So I don't have no loan. It's going to be all cash flow.
Cash flow.
Cash flow. So those projects are taking precedent right now.
My wife just got back from Mexico. She was visiting her family, and she was telling me we should start looking at buying something in Mexico City because that's where she's from. And she's like, that could be a good investment. Her mom was telling her. But I was kind of like, I don't know if that's a good idea to invest out of the country and this and that. But you're saying this,
we have a penthouse in Tulum.
Okay.
I think we paid 180,000 roughly, 175. Paid 175 for it. 175,000. I've never stayed there. Family has stayed there before. We've let friends use it. It's a nice penthouse. It's a luxury penthouse.
Do you Airbnb it or no?
We do.
Cool.
So that one, we probably make a couple grand every 45 to 60 days. So we average maybe about $1,000 a month.
But you're not losing anything on it, and it's going up in value.
It's paid off.
Yeah. Oh.
It's paid off. I paid cash.
Yeah.
So I think I put 75,000 when they started building it, and 75,000.
Is there like property tax in Tulum?
Yeah, but it's very minimal. It's very, very minimal. Just fuck nothing, bro. So if we make 12,000 a year on it, like fuck it, you know? And then when it does really, really go up in value, I might sell it one day and sell it for $1 million, and I paid 150 for it.
How do you use like AI and ChatGPT personally yourself? And then you can tell me about your companies.
I use it like Google now. I learned that from Natalie Dawson.
Okay.
Natalie says, stop using Google, use ChatGPT for everything.
Okay.
So I know they incorporated ChatGPT into Google now.
I don't like it as much.
No, it's not like going straight to chat.
Yeah.
So any questions like that, I became very curious when I started my self-development journey in 2020. I became a more curious person. So now any idea, like I could be driving and I'll get a stupid ass idea, bro. Like just something so stupid, bro. Like, why do people hate Gavin Newsom? Like just a random thought comes up to my mind. Or like, was Arnold Schwarzenegger a good governor?
Mm-hmm.
Like just a random idea, I'll ChatGPT it.
Okay.
I watch a lot of fucking like narco movies because I'm always in Mexico. I know about the narcos over there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm not, by the way, guys, I'm so legit. Like it's stupid how legit I am. But narcos, like I like the shows and shit, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about this, but I was actually picked up by the cartel 7 years ago. And they had me for 4 hours. It was the worst experience of my life, dude. The scariest thing I've ever been through in my life. But the cartel had me for 4 hours. I hated.
You were on vacation or what?
Well, I have a house over there. I was always over there.
Wow.
But they confused me, and like there was some jealousy going on or whatever. They basically had an innocent person for 4 hours, but they let me go.
Did you have to negotiate your way out of there?
No. It wasn't about money.
Okay.
It was not about money. It was they thought I was somebody who clearly I'm not.
Got it.
Right. So anyways, I'm all into like the narco show, right? Like all the different narco series, you know, as soon as one, even like Italian mobster, like the Tulsa King right now with Sylvester Stallone.
Okay.
Right. Even with like
I've seen Sopranos.
Yeah. Well,
like,
all that
kind of stuff. Yeah.
So I just get curious and like I'll use ChatGPT and I'll be like, why did this cartel fight with that cartel? Like I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Like that. I use it for stuff
it's
like that.
Google.
It's like Google, bro. Like I'll fucking dude. I'll search. I'm embarrassed to even say like stupid shit. Like are natural python boot colors, like is that the real color or is it painted? Like little little things.
So you utilize it a lot for everything.
Oh yeah,
everything. Yeah.
Yeah. I ask Google. I used to ask Google. Now I ask ChatGPT.
What about for the business?
For everything, dude.
Does the business, do you create SOPs on it? Does your team, does your wife use it a lot for operational, like
we all do.
sign and final check?
Everybody in my company uses ChatGPT a lot. We'll build out like, I'll build out like contract templates and I'll send it to my attorney for him to modify
Make sure it's compliant.
It's saving me money because he's not drafting it from scratch. I'm just asking him to make revisions to something I drafted.
I just had a nightmare with redoing my contract for commissions, sales and everything like that with an attorney. We had like 20 revisions, and I went on ChatGPT over the weekend and like uploaded it and fixed it on how I wanted it. And I sent back to him. I said, just make it compliant. I don't want to go back and forth anymore. And he was able to just change a few words. So
that's kind of what I do. I research laws like right now for the dental industry. It falls under medical. So we're not able to report to their credit anymore in California. Mm-hmm. So I was trying to use ChatGPT to like find the loophole. Like, fuck, there has to be a way that I could report.
Right.
There isn't. Like I could do it technically because it's supposed to be a federal, credit reporting is supposed to be federal.
Okay.
Not at the state level. But
when you, like to any of the big credit unions, like if somebody's not paying.
Credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. So they don't allow us to report medical bills to the people's credit because we're damaging their credit. A collection agency is reporting a collection account to your credit report. It's going to fuck up your credit, right? If you have good credit, you had good credit. So when we report for medical, the credit bureaus don't allow us to report any medical bill below $500. So if you have like a medical bill, you went to urgent care for $180, and they want to send you to collections, we can't report it to your credit. The balance is too small. That's the credit bureau's policies.
Okay.
for medical bills.
Okay.
But now California has their own policy.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want any medical bills reported on your
Even
credit.
any price,
Nothing.
$10,000.
And dental falls under that. And I'm targeting dental as my ideal clients.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to find a loophole. There is none. So now we just cannot report to credit.
Do you
in
mainly
California.
service debt for dental or all types of industries?
All industries. But part of my platform, I have specific industries that will have the best results for my business.
So they found out all that
Yeah,
for
they
you.
do all the research for me. That's what you pay $200,000 for. They did all the research for me. So I have my ideal client base.
So what would they do for me if they came into my business and I platformed?
Ooh, they're going to show you exactly where you should expand to. They'll tell you if you're in the wrong market. They'll tell you who your competitors are, what they're doing, what your strengths and weaknesses are compared to theirs, what your plan for growth should be, how many people to hire, what roles to hire in, when to hire, how much to pay them, everything, bro. Your business plan is this big. It's a no-brainer. Like, there's a couple businesses that I'm involved in right now. Number one is shout out to Carmen, my accountant. She's actually my CFO now. She owns Elite Business Management. I'm a partner in that company now. I'm her revenue officer. So I'm fractional. So she's my fractional CFO and I'm her fractional chief revenue officer. My job is for her to grow her business revenue-wise. And while I'm at it, my wife is going to help structure their operations to make them more optimal. So what we're doing with her business is I'm introducing sales and marketing to her company. And I own the CRM. I built it out on my Go High. It's a custom Go High level account. That's the engine to her business now. I'm like, you cannot be operating. That's why you haven't hit $1 million of revenue, because you don't have a CRM. That's the engine. Like, you're in a Ferrari with no engine. The CRM is your engine. So I built it out for her. Now we implement sales, marketing, operations, culture. Now we're going to go to 1 million, 3 million. So once we're at a certain point, I'm going to start buying accounting firms and attaching them. And we're going to platform. That's part of my plan for her. So I can get her to $10 million as quickly as possible.
So how does it work when you want to be when you're a business advisor, when somebody hires you as a 10X business advisor? What do you do? How do you get into their business and help them to become like you, what you did in your industry?
So right now I charge about 10 grand entry level, depending on where the business is at. And I'll work with them for 3 months. I'll give them bi-weekly 1 hours and I'll look at their business and I'll dissect it. Like, where are you at? Where do you want to go? How many people do you have? What marketing efforts are you doing? How strong is your sales team? Like, what exactly could have the biggest impact to get you through the breakpoints? Because I know what it takes to get through the breakpoints. I've done it several times already. 1 million, 3 million, 8 million. What does it take to get there? The goal is always to crack your first million your first year. The second year, push as hard as you can to get through the 3 million. The third year, you're probably not going to be able to get to 8. You'd probably be good with 5 or 6 million. The fourth year, you need to pass 8. That's how I would structure any business. And if the business is not, if it's not an ideal business to go through those breakpoints in that order, in that timeline, you're probably in the wrong business. But most businesses are.
So what do? Somebody hires you, you go into their operation. Like if I said, hey, Mike, I want you to do it for Master Roofing right now. You'd come in and then you want to see everything, all the departments, understand everything. And then you kind of give me like a blueprint on what I need to do and what action steps I need to take.
Yeah, but I would start first with culture, because people have it twisted. People go finance, operations, culture last.
Okay.
It's the opposite. You need to start with culture. People is your biggest assets. So you have to make sure that you have the right person in the right seat, in the right role, and they're trained and that they're able to produce at a high level, and that you have the leadership in place, starting with you, to be able to drive that impact. Then you move on to operations. Finance is last. Because if you have the culture right and you have the operation right, the money's there. Now you just have to control your expenses to make sure you're profitable.
How do you fix the culture?
You got to look at it, dude. First and foremost, who do you have there? What are their competencies? What are they currently doing? What are their targets? What's their attitude? What's their mindset? What skills and training have they had? So you start there. Then you start rolling out the personal, professional, financial goal planning. You hold them accountable. how are they actually moving towards their PPFs or not? Because if they're not, you probably have the wrong person or you're doing a bad job as a leader. It's one of those two. It's either them or you, right? Then you move on to the one-on-ones. You make sure that the one-on-ones are locked in. You're doing them properly. Then you have the employee maturity model. You make sure that you have a clear path for growth that they understand and that you're always promoting. Those are the three main things. Another part of culture is the trainings that you're giving them. Are you setting them up for success? When you're hiring, are you hiring properly? Are you doing the interview process properly? Are you onboarding people properly and training them properly from the first 30 to 90 days? Are you doing that properly? Because if that's broken, you're already set up for failure.
When people work with you, like in certain positions, is their role dynamic? Like for example, an assistant, it's not gonna be the same thing every day, right? It's gonna be different things, right? But you'll keep it in like a certain. How do you keep somebody without changing their job description? I feel like, or maybe it's their problem with the job
The
description.
job description is so important.
Because yeah, I get that it's so important, right? Because you really want to define what you're doing, but then let's say you need them to be helping you with this. Also, does that always come with a pay increase or?
No, you update it. So Cardone Ventures recommends that you update job descriptions every quarter.
So somebody can be in the position and you may need to update it, and
Mhm.
it doesn't mean their pay increases. It just means that their job description changed.
Right. But if they're taking
How do you align them on that?
So that's why you need to have an employee maturity model.
Okay. Because then it will show it's okay, we're increasing you to this. And
I'm going to give you a perfect example, dude. Like I can give you an example that I'm going through right now.
Okay.
That would answer that question perfectly. So my hiring manager, Vanessa, okay, she is, we're approaching a need for a human resources generalist or human resources manager. Okay. Right now, she's the perfect candidate for that position, but she needs improvement on some areas.
Okay.
Okay.
Based on what a job description is for that role.
Based on the job description of her current role as a hiring manager.
Okay.
Okay. So I need to have a 50% retention, meaning that she's working with her training managers to get people trained and developed in the first 30 days to have that retention, to make them successful. People are successful, they don't want to leave, bro. If you set the right expectations and have shown them the right discipline, they'll tolerate that as long as they see success.
So you have to have realistic targets.
Yes. And set them up for success. Training. Is their training locked and loaded? So it's her job to make sure that we're hiring at least 20 people at Empire and 10 people at MPG. So her target is 30 a month, and I need 50% retention minimum. So in order for her to qualify for her bonus, she needs to have 10 people at Empire every month, and at least 5 need to stick at MPG. 15. I'm giving her 50% 30-day retention, right? If she's able to do that, and she's able to show consistency, and she's able to grow those numbers, then she may qualify for the human resources generalist role that's coming up. So we've set those expectations. And we've also told her, you cannot be forgetting certain things. If we ask you to create a new flyer, updated flyer to hire overseas in Cairo, Egypt, or Costa Rica, we need you to execute the task efficiently on your timeline. You cannot forget. If I have to follow up with you and it's still not done and it's been 2 weeks, that's a ding. You're probably not going to get that journalist position. So are we putting more on her? Yeah. That's a new task. If you can't do that, then you're not going to be able to move into the next role because you can't even do that. That role is going to have way more to deal with than just these little extra tasks that I'm giving you, right? If you're not contacting our marketing company and updating our landing page when you update your job description on our hiring pages, if you're forgetting to do that, then you're not going to be a good human resource generalist because that role is going to have more headaches, more details.
How do you deal with like the small talk? Like when you give like that clear direction and everything, and then they start, you somehow it gets back to you that, oh, this person's talking shit and all this stuff.
So we're teaching all of our management right now, our we leaders, we're teaching them the trainings through Cardone Ventures. So there's 2 things to consider. There's 2 frameworks that you can use. The first one is AMA. Have you heard of AMA? I'm sure you have because you had.
Sounds familiar.
Acknowledge, motivate, ask. Okay. That's a sales tactic. So if we're sitting here and I'm trying to convince you of something, first I have to acknowledge your objection. You're like, hey, or if a conversation's sour, you're like, hey, I understand that this is frustrating. I understand that it's hard to remember all these little tasks that we're giving you. I completely get it. Right. So one of the best solutions though is just to polish up your organizational skills. Okay. What can I do to help you be more organized so these little tasks don't get past you? Now you ask them, what can I do? Acknowledge, motivate, and ask. It's a framework. It works in sales. Okay. They want to sell somebody a roof and they're like, oh, I don't have that kind of money. I completely get it's a lot of money. Roofs are expensive. It's a lot of money for me too. I get it. You're acknowledging it. Then you motivate them. But the fact of the matter is that you got to get the roof done. Sooner or later, you got to get it done. Why wait for later? Okay. All your neighbors are already upgrading their roofs. And I'm not saying you got to keep up with the Jones. I'm not saying that. But this neighborhood is a prestige neighborhood. You're motivating them, right? This is a great neighborhood. We should probably work on keeping the roof updated. Okay. So now let me ask you, I'm here to work with you. Let me ask you, if I can get you that 0% interest for a few years, you wouldn't be opposed to it, would you? Right? Acknowledge, motivate, ask. Now, they give you another objection, same framework. Yeah, but my husband, oh, I completely get it. That's a hard worker, isn't he? He's always at work. I know it's hard to lock him in. But I'll tell you what, I'll make it easy for you. I'll talk to him. Let's call him right now. What's his number? You acknowledge, you motivate it, and you ask him, what's his number? I'll call him right now. What's his number? I'll deal with him. What's his number? You motivated them. You're making it easy for them. I teach that in collections. For every objection, I don't have money. I don't remember this debt. I got to talk to my spouse. I'm not working. For every objection, dude, acknowledge, motivate, ask. Hey, I know it's a lot of money. I forget hate collection accounts too. Motivate them and ask them for the money again. So it's just frameworks. The other one is vision, commitment, execution. So vision, share the vision with them. I know that you have these important PPF goals. I know you want to buy a house. I know you want to do this. I know you want to do that. It's important that we align your goals with the company's goals. Is that still a priority for you, buying a house? Yeah, great. So I'm committed to helping you get to your targets and your goals. What can I do to help you? Is there anything I can do? No? Okay. So do I have your commitment that you're going to execute on these tasks and you're going to be more organized? Okay, great. Execution. Let's watch this the next couple of weeks and just partner for success. Yeah? Okay, let's do it. So those are all frameworks that I learned from their leadership, Cardone Ventures.
How old are you, Mike?
42. I'm going to be 42 next month.
So what's the next 10 years look like for you? What's your vision? What do you want to do?
So we're all about PPFs, bro. Right? I have personal goals that are tied to financial. Some of these projects, like I want to finish remodeling my main house in Rancho. Then I'm going to move on to the exterior and I'm going to upgrade it. My ranch is like a passion that I have. I want to build that ranch and it's going to make a lot of fucking money. That ranch is going to make me 40, 50,000 a month. It's a big passion.
Really?
Yeah.
Like boarding the horses and everything?
No, it's not boarding. So it's for events like weddings,
okay.
quinceañeras, $7,000 a night.
Cool.
And then I'm going to rent horses so people can use them at the events. We're going to transport horses. If people have they could do photo shoots at my ranch. Like nice. It's a small luxury ranch.
Cool.
So those are my PPFs, right?
Okay.
I also have financial goals, right? Professional goals. I want to get my agency to certain numbers every year, keep scaling, and then eventually exit within 5 years.
You exit to private equity in collections, or
yeah, mm-hmm.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, oh yeah, dude, they love collections. Yeah. And then my net worth. I want to get up to 25 million net worth, 50 million, 100 million net worth. That's my big financial goals. So you said 10 years, dude. Fuck, I need to be worth at least 100 million minimum. Like minimum.
In your head, do you get there by exiting the collections agency?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's how.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I could get there just based off of revenue and the valuation of the business without me selling it, but I don't see. I don't know what I don't know, but I can't see any other way of doing it right now.
Okay.
As of right now, Mike Martinez, in October, about to turn 42, I don't see any other way.
And real estate, we didn't even touch on that, and we can leave that for another time. But is I know that you're also, you said wholesaling, doing flips, all that stuff.
I don't wholesale and flip anymore.
Not
I
anymore.
stopped.
So that's done. But you do own some properties all around.
Oh yeah,
and
we
the
own. Me and my
ranch you
wife
have.
own about 12 properties.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we own about 12.
That's cool. When did you first buy?
My first house where I live, my main residence.
Yeah, how many years ago was that?
2016, 17,
Wow.
2017.
That's in the last 10 years. I mean, less than 10 years, you built up 12 properties. It's like more than one a year. That's pretty crazy.
No, all of my real estate portfolio, I started in 2021.
Okay. I thought you said it's 2016. Oh, so all the other stuff.
My main house I bought in 2016.
But you didn't start buying anything else until
I didn't start
2020.
investing in real estate until 2021. That's when I started buying properties. 2021.
So is that part of your vision too? When you're with 100 million, where are you gonna?
So right now, I'm not gonna buy any more real estate anytime soon.
Okay.
I need to finish probably the next 12 to 24 months. I need to finish like what's on my plate right now, because I own a lot of properties that I still need to work on. Once I'm done with these projects, like my ranch, my Guatemala development, my Mexico property, that's also an event space. But I'm building it's a hacienda, building a second floor. It all takes capital. Like I'm talking about at least $1 million of cash in the next 12, 24 months. So I'm going to build up my reserves. I'm going to invest in those properties right now. And then probably in the next 2 years, I'm only going to focus on multifamily. Like that's all I'm going to buy.
Do you invest with the Cardone?
No.
No?
No, I prefer to invest in my own stuff. And then also in businesses.
Cool.
Like I have these little projects. I don't know if I told you.
You're telling me about your buddies the construction companies and an operator. And
I think it's going to be big. I got to do more research, ChatGPT. I got to do more research on what's the potential of an interior remodeling construction company in California. I would platform it.
Right away?
No.
Or when it can sustain it.
I can get us to 3 to 5 million. In any business, I could get us to 3 to 5 million. Once we're at the 3 to 5 million mark, then we platform.
Okay.
We talked about that too.
Yeah.
You're approaching that.
Yeah.
So I mean, but your business has to be healthy enough. So like you could be bro, I know a lot of people that are 3 to 5 million, they don't fucking make no money. I'm like, what'd you net? 100 grand? The fuck? What do you mean? It's not even 10%, you know? So you should be at like 20, 25% profit. If you're at 3 million, you have a healthy business. The point is to platform, pay for that expense, and it should not affect your net. The business should be paying for the platform, not you.
And you just work it into the margin.
Yes. And
I
do that all the time, bro.
They do that, right? They create pro formas for you and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. The
financial forecasting and all that. Yeah.
The platform team does that for you. And then the SBU team is just a platform team on steroids.
So do you have like a CFO at your office, or do you just utilize them from the SBU?
No. So remember, Carmen is my partner. She owns an accounting company. She owns an accounting firm. She's my fractional CFO.
Yeah, that's Carmen. The one you have the
business with. So I'm a partner in her company now.
Yep.
The other my other financial advisor, he's basically a fractional executive with Cardone Ventures. He works with Carmen and he spot checks her work to make sure that everything's in line, everything's in order. So we work as a team so that we're always aligned with our financials.
Anything else you want to leave him with?
Dude, I would just say, like for those people that want to be in business, it's not easy. So don't think that because you failed, like you failed. You really only fail when you give up, dude. So that's the only difference between somebody that's successful. You could fall flat on your face many, many times over and you just get back up and it's normal. Like just make it a normal mentality and you'll find success.
It reminds me of that GIF that used to be on Instagram everywhere where it's the guy with the pitch axe and he was walking away and he was just like 1 inch away from the diamonds.
Yeah. That's based off of Sharon Lecter's book, 3 Feet from Gold. It's based off that book. It's a good book. You should read it.
3 Feet from Gold.
3 Feet from Gold, Sharon Lecter. Yeah, Sharon Lecter, it's tied to Napoleon Hill.
So Sharon Lecter and Robert Kiyosaki, I'm confused on that because was she one of the authors of that book as well? Or no? Am I confusing something?
I heard that she had an influence on
Who is Sharon
Cash Flow
Lechter?
Quadrant.
Yeah.
She's an author. She's one of Brandon Doss's mentors.
Yeah,
She's-
that's how I
yeah.
got Cash Flow Quadrant.
I think
after.
she wrote the book. I've read it a couple times. I think it's called Exit Rich. So she
Let's write that down too.
yeah.
Exit Rich.
Yeah, she also teaches how to build a business to sell it. So it's good, dude. I mean, self-development, bro, is the biggest.
Mike, thank you so much for your time
Thank you.
today. Where can people find you and get more information?
Yeah, so I'm very, very active on Instagram, FKN Michael Martinez. And you can find me on TikTok and YouTube, FKN Mike Martinez.
Awesome.
Thanks, Quinn.
This was powerful, and I'm sure it's going to stick with our audience. So appreciate you driving down and doing this with us today.
Likewise, bro. Thanks,
Awesome.
thanks for having
Mike.
me. See you guys.